Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 431. I am Brian Kilby, and I am caffeinating myself right now. I just realized that it was approaching showtime, and I didn't have enough caffeine, so right now I am double fisting Pepsi Maxes. Yes. Delicious. I just had an energy shot, too, so in about 15 minutes, things will get really fun. With me this week, we have Diecast, Don, and Matt, a.k.a. Melvar. Gentlemen, how's it going?
It's going fine. You know, it's a shame everyone's out on assignment this evening.
It would be going better if we had more news.
God, there's so much news.
Happy August.
Like we had, the news that we have, we spent hours negotiating which news stories to talk about because there were so many.
Yeah, don't you mean hours searching for something to call a news story?
You're ruining the mystery.
Yes. Yeah, so thank you out there for downloading or watching live. If you want to watch live, we would appreciate it. We stream the show every week at around 8:30 Eastern Time on Wednesday, and we love our chat, even though the last month or so I haven't really been able to see the chat very often.
Even though we're not able to log into it anymore.
Yeah, we're having some issues with our chat system. We need a new chat system. I need to do that before I start on the new website, or I pick back up on the new website, which I've been working on now for like 2 years. Which implies I'm way farther along than I am, because I am not.
Just been brainstorming for 2 years.
I have so many documents written about what it's going to be like. I should just use some of that
no
Amazon
actual
money.
work done, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. This is true. Guys, so yeah, this is Radio Free Cybertron, the Transformers podcast. We are approaching, here in 2 months, 16 years.
Woohoo.
More or less, off and on. Our first episode was 16 years ago almost, so. But we are the official podcast of TFormers.com, so if you just happen to find this somewhere, someone shared it, welcome. We are very happy to have you here. So if you found us through iTunes, hopefully you found it because someone left a review at tfradio.net/iTunes. Plug. It's the easiest, simplest way to help us out without having to spend a dime. Helps people find the show, and we would appreciate it. And let's see here. Sorry, I'm getting random texts and emails from one of our listeners, and it's scaring me. So I'm going to not look at the... at my email anymore for the rest of the show. Okay, hey, so, for me, it's not been a really great week as far as toys go, as far as, new stuff. I was going through that big pile of toys that a friend at work gave me, and, I did get a nice, complete ramjet out of the deal. I don't know if I mentioned that. And I know I mentioned that there were quite a few broken G.I. Joe figures, so I went to the local hardware store, Lowe's, this weekend, and I bought O-rings. So hopefully this coming weekend I may actually fix them.
Well, you know, Brian, I think Home Depot carries them too.
Shut up, Dawn. Shut up. Okay, so
Probably find some at Ace.
What? I don't even know what that is.
What about
TFradio.net/Amazon?
.net/Amazon.
Yeah, good Lowe's. Interesting thing. So if you're buying, I think it's 85 or newer or older, or 84, buy the number 8 O-ring. Anything newer, buy the number 9. That is a quick, easy tip. So, but yeah,
That's the great thing about G.I. Joe figures is they're really easy to replace those rings too when they go bad.
Yeah, when G.I. Joe figures break, it's much easier to fix those than when Transformers break. Yeah.
And
so
now you know.
Now you know, knowing's half the battle.
And knowing's half the battle.
Did anybody else get any stuff cool, anything neat this week?
I got nothing this week. It's depressing.
Well, I'm fudging here, but I got it last week, but I got it opened this week. Just showing them off. Everyone has not seen them before. Fansproject Retro Future Glacial Lord. It's a G1 style combiner they came out with about 2 years ago.
You like it?
Yeah, I do. I didn't buy it at the time because it was a great looking G1 style combiner, but I had no frame of reference in which to put it. But, a really good deal, and that helps a lot. A good deal always helps a lot. But I getting him in hand, I do like him. He's blocky, he's chunky, but he's a solid G1 style figure, and he's got the limbs are kind of simple, but the torso has a very interesting transformation, so it's definitely worth me picking up for what I got him for. But I like him. I did see the Autobot cars today for Wave 4, but I passed on them because I've got some other things I'd rather get right now.
And that was at a Target, right?
Yeah,
Just
and
for
and
people
they're
listening.
and they're they're $15.29. They've gone up about 30 cents compared to the $14.99 the last time I saw them.
So if anyone's looking for those, search your local Targets, because I believe that's the only place they've been spotted so far.
Didn't somebody find them at Walmart?
I don't know.
So, actually, something kind of weird happened today. I got to my desk this morning at work, and someone had left a Loyal Subjects figurine of Sideswipe.
Oh,
randomly.
cool.
I have no idea who it was. But I am really reaching to mention that. But thank you to my anonymous benefactor. So, Diecast, I see that you got something, though.
I got a bunch of stuff. I got,
Of course.
Unique Toys Hagen and Siegfried, which are the last two members of their not-Abominus, which I already reviewed Siegfried because I had the test shot for it, but
Yeah.
I'm going to be reviewing Hagen and putting that review up and finally combining Abominus. And then I got Warbotron Speedwheel and Hammer Sharpener. And I love... Yeah, Hammer Sharpener is their nose cone.
Oh.
And I love this fig. I've only taken Speedwheel out of the box so far, and I really just have a sweet spot for nice cars, and the arms make the back of the car in a really satisfying way that I love this figure. And he's got really nice blue light piping, but he's got clear on the back to let as much light in as possible. So it comes up really nice blue eyes. They really do a good job with their light piping.
And he's supposed to be who?
Lightspeed.
Lightspeed, okay.
Lightspeed.
Like Afterburners. I thought it was Afterburner by looking at it.
Yeah. So I can't wait to review him too. No, Afterburner, he was the first one that came out. He was the this guy.
Like that not Lightspeed really doesn't much look like Lightspeed to me.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, the color's there, and it turns into a car, so it turns into a type of a race car. So, I mean, as far as the five,
it's in the neighborhood of being Lightspeed.
Yeah, Lightspeed Wind Charger.
But I like it. It's really nice, and I'll be reviewing him and Hammer Sharpener, which Hammer Sharpener I haven't taken out of the box. That's the one I saw, and I was really like, that's
nose
really
cone. Nobody
departure.
cares.
Yeah.
I like nose cone.
If you ever need to like drill somewhere, he's handy. But
And then I also found Legends Rodimus and Skywarp at my local Target.
Oh yeah, I found those, but that was last
nice.
week.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they're going to do a remix wave before too long and put some more Blackjacks in there. There's still a lot of people I know needing a Blackjack.
Go to Toys R Us and you'll probably find 5 dozen of them. Really?
I've seen 2. I bought mine before I even found before I found Stunticons, and that was about 2 months ago, and I've not seen one since.
Actually, one thing I did find, and I didn't buy it because I already had it. Those Fred's Legends figures, the Cliffjumper, Ultra Magnus, and Skywarp. Apparently they showed up at Family Dollar, and I found them this past week at Dollar General.
Oh.
So if you ever wanted those and you didn't see it.
One of the things I wanted to mention that I ordered is I ordered the accessory kit. I don't know if you can call it an accessory kit. The add-on pieces for the Rodimus and what's the one you just mentioned, Don, that you can't find for Motormaster? Blackjack. By Fakebuster on Shapeways, that actually it'll put Rodimus like spoiler on the back of his back to give him the wings, and also it comes with a piece that acts as a gun in one mode, but it combines. You put it on the chest of the combiner figure, and it holds the figure secure on the front. And I think they were like $9, and Shapeways has a free shipping deal that they're doing right now. So I picked up both of them for $18. And Rodimus to have the wings, and for Menasor so that the blackjack's not always falling off.
I need something like that.
Yeah, something
special.
needs to be done for that, because I mean, blackjack. If you move that figure, he falls off.
Yeah, if I open a drawer, he's on top of like a filing cabinet. If I open the drawer, he falls off.
Yeah.
So it was really needed. But Shapeways, the reason I want to mention it now, I don't know. This is my first Shapeways purchase. I have no idea how long it actually takes to print and ship.
Not long.
But they're offering free shipping. I don't know when it's. I think it's the month of August, but I'm not positive.
Yeah, cool. Did you get anything else?
Send me a link.
Nope, that's all I got.
Okay, cool. Hey, let's go ahead and jump into This Week in History, because this is a good one. I'm pretty sure we spoke about it before, but it's a good chance to talk about our pal Crazy Steve and his website, or his blog, the Roboplastic Apocalypse. This Week in History, in 1984, the first known newspaper ad from the original Transformers toy line offer showed up. Autobot cars were $8.99, which is about $19, $18 in 2015 money, and $10 for the Jets, and they no rain checks, limit 2 per customer, minimum 300 per store. So you can tell the Transformers were kind of popular, or they were going to be. So if you haven't ever visited his blog, Crazy Steve does a great job of capturing, finding, archiving, and displaying ads and information from around Transformers. So like he'll have reviews from newspapers for like Transformers the movie, and all of these really neat ads. So here's a Diaclone ad from, I don't even remember Diaclone being on the shelf. Don, do you remember Diaclone being on the shelf?
I remember some of the Chronoform stuff from Diaclone being on the shelf, but not the Transformer versions of them.
Here's the ad. Toys R Us, 8/19, 1984. Transformers Autobot cars. Change cars into robots ages 5 and up. It's really neat.
It's just so weird seeing those prices, and remember seeing them in store. Imagine walking into a Walmart today and seeing a G1 Wheeljack in the box for $9. I mean, and you had.
I remember when Classics version 1 was about $9 per figure in Walmart. So.
Yeah.
And this is when Don was walking in as a young adult, seeing these prices.
Yeah, I was 15. I started collecting in '84 when I was 14 with Sludge, so I was there when it started. I make no qualms about it.
I started collecting in 1984 when I was 5, and it was Slag. Oh, Mirage. And
Gears.
Yeah, Mirage, and I broke Mirage, and then it was Slag, and I broke Slag. And then it was
and then your parents started buying you GoBots because they were cheaper.
That's true. Then it was of course my Cosmos that I got later, and I still have him to this day.
I still have Gears, but he's in sad shape.
My Cosmos is in one piece. He's just a little bit raw. Well, he's missing the wheels that were at one point attached to the bottom of.
How did you lose the wheels?
I was 5 years old, or 6 years old, yeah.
Okay.
So
it's like, why does my UFO have wheels on it? What the hell?
He doesn't need wheels. But yeah, so I've been collecting that long. Diecast, when did you actually start? You weren't even born then, so.
I was born in '82, so I was there. I was 2 years old. God, I don't remember.
Point out, it really doesn't have much to do with anything Transformers related, but the first toy purchase I can ever remember making, was, and I couldn't remember the name of it until I found it at Retro Reboot in Charlotte, which if you're in the Charlotte area, I recommend going to. It was an Imperial Monsters two-headed dragon, and if you're watching the video, you can see it right here. I bought that as a kid at a Rose's, which was a local chain back in 1982 or so, and maybe 83. But that was one, that, and I think I got Trapjaw from Masters of the Universe roughly at the same time. So I can remember buying toys from the point when Diecast was born. But Don can remember shaving from the point that I was born, so.
No, actually, I didn't start shaving until I was like 16 or 17 because I just never. My facial hair is just minimal, so I got hair everywhere else.
Which mine was. Okay, so I guess let's go. Matt, Matt's got some
Yeah, I
pretty
was
good.
going to say, I have 5 o'clock shadow immediately after I'm done shaving, so.
Yeah, me too. It's not even worth the effort. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and jump to the news. Man, so much amazing news this week. So this is something that Diecast, that Melvar has been interested in. The Transformers Legends LG16 Slipstream gets a lift from Unite Warriors 3 Protoform Groove. But it's new photos of Slipstream, and I know that he's excited about that.
Very, very much so. I'm excited for all 3 of them, but Slipstream is my standout favorite. I love me some Seekers.
Yeah. And let's see here. Is it not here? Yeah, Blackarachnia. I actually, some friends on Facebook were really big on the Blackarachnia photo. She's a little top heavy, if you catch my drift, and that's a little disconcerting. But other than that, that actually looks really good.
Yep.
I don't know what she's pointing to.
Yeah, and the animated mold really doesn't look like it stands, apart from the others. It actually goes together really well.
Surprisingly, yeah. So, and this was posted on Twitter. Hisashi Yuki posted that, and yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, I can't wait till these figures come out. When did November?
Something
October.
October?
Holy crap!
Okay.
That's
So we're
2 months away.
close. Yeah.
But yeah, so I've got those on pre-order as soon as I heard about it. It was like boom.
Yeah,
done.
absolutely. Because Nightbird looks pretty great too.
So this next story really filled my Twitter and Facebook feed, and I don't understand it. And so Don was trying to explain it to me during the pre-show. Transformers coming to Splatoon, the Wii U shooter, features robots in disguise as a focus in the next Splatfest. So what in the heck is Splatoon? Don, you're trying to explain it.
Yeah, the way it's on the Wii, so I don't play it myself, but I haven't got the system. Basically, it's like Quicks used to be in the arcades, or basically it's just your team of kids that are squids try to paint more surface area in your arena than the opposing team, I think, under a time limit. So whoever has the most area covered in their colors wins. Of course, you've got all the different power-ups you can get in game, and to cover more area or whatever the case may be. So apparently they're having a Autobot versus Decepticon sub function thing.
So this everybody was talking about this. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Well, Splatoon is like Amiibo. Sorry, you can't find any of the figures. I picked up one for Fort Max about 2 months ago because my Toys R Us was the last one to have a 3-pack of the figures, and I haven't seen one since then. They're like the Amiibos that they unlock stuff in the game, like weapons or maps, whatever the case may be. So instead of just being characters that you can power up with, they actually give you more content in the game, and you can't find a lot of this stuff.
So there's an action figure component.
Well, it's more like it's just like it is, but it's like Disney Infinity or Skylanders. They're static figures, but they look really good, and they do have the electronics to unlock stuff in the game.
So I have to buy figures to play this game.
Well, you can play. From what I understand, you can play the game with the way you buy it. But if you want the full experience, if you want all the weapons, if you want the extra maps, or all the hidden, whatever the case may be, buying extra figures will give you more stuff to do in the game.
But that's any game today with downloadable content. I mean,
Yeah.
with these, at least you're getting a figure to go along with the content. So,
And I've got. Well, let me get a Disney Infinity figure. I've got one right here. Let me get it for you.
While Don's getting that, I'll say I kind of wish that Rob Springer was on so he could tell me why this is so damned exciting.
yeah, this sounds like one of those things you have to play to get it. Because I mean,
I am buying a Wii U, by the way.
John DeLuna's online.
John, want to come on?
I don't know. He's online.
Let's find out.
I assume that Splatoon is more for younger kids. The way my stepson kind of explained it to me, he said it's basically Call of Duty for kids.
Yeah. Now I'm going to hold up two of my favorite figures. I've got a couple of the Disney figures. Like I said, I can't play the game, but the figurines are so well done as far as sculpt and paintwork. I like getting them whenever someone comes out. So I've got the Wreck-It Ralph, and you can see. I'm not sure if you can tell, but you've got the flannel plaid on his outfit, his suspenders, his belt, the sculpting on the face. If you can make it out with the glare.
So that's an amiibo.
No,
that's a Skylander.
No, it's Disney Infinity, but it's
Oh,
all
that's
part.
right.
It's all part of the same concept. And then you got like Vanellope, who you've got the sprinkles, the bow, the pattern on the outfit. So I mean, you've got a highly detailed quality statuette figure, but it does unlock stuff in the game as well. Versus downloadable content, it's just you get the content and that's it.
So, Don, why am I not surprised that you have a Vanellope von Schweetz?
Wreck-It Ralph is the best video game movie ever.
What about Pixels?
Go watch Movie Bob's review and you'll see why.
John.
Yeah.
You're a gamer.
Mm-hmm.
What about Pixels?
What about it?
It's like the best gaming thing ever, right?
No comment.
Did you see it?
No comment. No. Nobody else did too, apparently.
No, I didn't see it either. So.
No, I think it's like, isn't it like rated one of the worst movies of the year, if not all time?
The only movie rated less than that is the new Fantastic Four.
Man.
So I'm going to have to kill that split real
They
quick.
came out like in the same month.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the month of August. That should tell you all you need to know right there.
Okay. One sec. Gonna have to kill XSplit. We're gonna have to basically start over.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's good info, Don, though. Hold it.
Hold it. Okay, so people watching live, if you were watching the live stream, it kind of stopped and the video came back because software crashed. Wah wah, live and learn. So, John, we were talking about this this game Splatoon that.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't.
The $1 million tournament.
I don't understand it. Why do people care?
Because it's the only like competitive shooter Nintendo's ever really done. So it's a Nintendo competitive shooter.
Is it really competitive?
It is now.
Oh, so is this basically if this is a shooter from Nintendo, is that like the analog for Smash Brothers being a fighting game from Nintendo?
Yes, and that also has a massive following and lots of money behind it now. So, Nintendo's got a really loyal fan base, and when they they pick their shots really carefully on genres. I mean, it's taken until 2015 to do a shooter, but when they do it, like literally millions of people are like right there, waiting for it. So, and Splatoon's not even like great. It's fun. It's good. It's not like a Gears of War, obviously, or a Call of Duty. It's not like polished or even deep. It's very Nintendo-y. And it doesn't warrant $1 million tournament, but it's Nintendo, so what are you going to do,
Yeah. Sadness. But yeah, so I was just wondering why it was such a big deal, because it completely filled my news feed when that news broke. So,
The tournament?
Yeah. No. The Transformers characters.
Oh, yes.
They're not even Transformers characters. They're just...
Yeah, it just looks like a character wearing a Decepticon shirt.
Yeah, it's just team, just teams and such, in trade dress.
Yeah. Let's see here. because we had a slight break in the action, I'm assuming that my video will not work when I try to cut over to this thing here. No, it's going to. Sweet. So, Diecast, we got that press release today for Robots in Disguise.
Yes.
And that came through. The big news that you thought was interesting was this iOS game thing, or what is it?
Not only that, it's an iOS app that's coming late in August, which it's almost late in August now, but it looks like it's going to have full episodes of Transformers on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the thing I
So did
found
you see my
interesting.
response? You're like, well, I think this is interesting. And it's sent from my iPhone. I responded, I don't think it's that interesting. And then it's like, sent from my Android phone. So we exchanged some emails about this today, trying to figure out what the heck was going on. This also talks about the series finale, or season finale, I guess, of Robots in Disguise happening in September. Is that right?
Yeah, returns in August, and the season finale will be in September.
That's
sometime.
funny.
Which may be the series finale for all we know, but
No, I think it's been confirmed for a second season.
If they confirmed it, but they didn't confirm that it would actually that they were making a second season, but not that it was actually airing, something like that. That was still up in the air the last I heard. Not that I've been paying close attention to this because I hate myself for it, but I don't have Cartoon Network. But what I didn't realize until I read this press release is that the day after it comes out, those are actually available like on Amazon, Google Play, and iTunes. So I need to go and actually buy those. I will, because I want to watch them. Because I've really liked what I've watched of Robots in Disguise. Just I haven't watched nearly enough of it. And one more news item before we jump to third party. Transformers number 45. Don, I think you're probably closest to this one.
Yeah.
Even though you don't read the comic, there's going to be a special cover for Transformers 45, which will be released in October. Why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, in Greensboro, North Carolina, there's a very old comic book shop called Acme Comics. I've known Jermaine for many years.
Jermaine runs the store.
Jermaine's a manager, and he has been working with, and I'm probably going to mangle the names here, Casey Collier,
Yeah.
Casey Collier
and Joanna
LaFuente.
LaFuente, thank you. They were working with IDW, and there's going to be an exclusive cover based on the 1986 box art from the back of the Transformer packaging, the Battle for Metroplex. But it's going to be a special cover, only available for 1,000 copies at TFcon, with any leftovers sold on the Acme Comics site. And it's going to be an homage cover to that artwork on the back of the toy boxes. So that's, not many comic stores can get an exclusive cover like that. And I know a lot of people are reading More Than Meets the Eye and Robots in Disguise. So, that's something special to pick up if you're going to be at TFcon or after the fact online.
Yeah, it's really neat, and it's just one of those things that, like you said, not every single comic store can get an exclusive like this. And what people may not realize is that Acme Comics is a pretty big deal when it comes to comic book stores. It's a Harvey Award winner.
They're nominated. I don't think they've won, but they've been nominated for 7.
I love this figure.
But yeah, so but Don, it's really interesting that Acme Comics was able to accomplish this. It's a pretty big deal as far as comic book stores go. It's a Harvey nominee, or is it Eisner? I think it's a Harvey.
Eisner, actually.
Eisner, okay.
Is that like a Pilsner? I love Pilsners.
No, it's named after Will Eisner, comic book legend. There's an award that's given out in his honor every year, and it's been nominated several times. I don't know that it's won, but it's a nice store. I didn't realize it was as big a deal as it was when Don and I went there a while back, but it's really interesting that they're doing this retailer incentive. And it's more than a retailer. It's not really a retailer incentive. It's an exclusive. And like Don had mentioned earlier, it's available they're going to have 1,000 of them at TFcon Charlotte in October. And anything left over will be sold on the website. That's really cool.
Yep.
Looking forward to it. So, hey, guess what? So, I don't know how good a job I'm going to do editing this. If you're watching live, you'll know that it's screwed up a couple of times. You know what would fix that? Going to tfradio.net/Amazon and helping us out by buying just whatever you normally buy. If you buy an iPad, if you need an iPad, get an iPad. Get 2. Get 3. That would really help us out. Early Christmas. Just go to our website, go to tfradio.net, and click on the Amazon logo. Right now, we have a banner at the top of the page that has Devastator on it, which takes you to Combiner Wars Devastator. If you don't have it, you should just get it through our website. But anything that you get...
Actually, Brian,
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you.
No, I've got a great thing to suggest.
Okay, go ahead.
Because if you like the comic cover we just talked about, they still have in stock the Transformers Legacy, the art of Transformers packaging. So if you're one of those that can appreciate the box art that the cover's based on, check out Transformers Legacy. I have it, Brian. I think you've got it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, you think you've seen this artwork before, and you have, but when you see it on this high quality paper with these high quality reproduction photos, it's art. It literally is a kind of artwork.
And
Actually, chances are you have not seen all of this artwork.
Oh, definitely. You've not seen all of it.
And that's actually available at tfradio.net/legacy. I actually set up a short URL for that. And the thing is, anytime you buy something through Amazon via our website, it doesn't cost you anymore. Amazon basically, the money that Amazon makes, they shave a little bit off the top and they send it to us to thank us for sending people their way. So it doesn't cost you anymore. It just kind of is like sticking it to Amazon. And I know we talk about this a lot, but really, you help keep us going by doing this. And we don't take ads. We have people offer ads and want to run ads, but I don't really want to do it because I want to be independent. I want to remain independent, and this is a way to do it. So I use Amazon. I figure pretty much everybody on the show does too, and there's a good chance that you do as well. So if you're already buying, just go to our website, tfradio.net, click on the banner, and just get it through there. Doesn't cost you any more. It's pretty awesome. So, jumping to third-party news. So, if you're watching the video, I am not going to show this because we have had some technical difficulty, and it's happened when I've switched over. So we'll just have to talk about it. So I'm going to put this into one news item. So DX9 released photos this weekend of a test shot of an upcoming masterpiece scale Galvatron that they're doing. And at the same time, was it Toy World?
No.
X-Transbots.
X-Transbots.
Oh, it was
a couple
X-Transbots.
hours later.
Yes, almost in direct response to this news.
A render from about right at the stomach up of their not-Galvatron. So this was in direct response because they were like, oh crap, DX9 just dropped a Galvatron on us. That looks to be past prototype stage, because that plastic does not look like the gray resin plastic that we get. This looks like almost like you said, a test shot, an unpainted test shot.
I hate to say it, but so just first and foremost, we talked about a lot of this on the most recent RFC minicast, which was episode 25. It's on the website now. Go and listen to it. We'll go into way more detail there than we will here. But I do want to say, if you're going to get a third-party masterpiece scale Galvatron, are you going to go DX9? Are you going to go X-Transbots?
DX9 all the way.
If I'm buying one, I know which one I'm getting.
It's DX9.
Yeah.
And X-Transbots, today I saw some people were talking about their Apollyon figure. The second release came out, and there's apparently fixes in that. So
fixes what? You don't need to fix that.
So every time that X-Transbots / KFC releases a figure now, just like with their not Blaster, Masterpiece Not Blaster, they fix stuff. So if you're buying their first run of figures, don't. You're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb.
Hey, Diecast, so
And
you've been
that.
buying the first release of the figures, haven't you?
Yes, I have, and
So he's speaking from experience.
And you're dumb.
and I'm dumb, and I'm speaking from experience because the first time I was like, "Oh, okay, it's a fluke," and then Apollyon was coming out, and they said, "Oh, the second run's going to be exactly the same as the first. There's going to be nothing different." So if there was any problems with the first, it was going to be there in the second run. No, that's not the case. They fixed stuff in the second run, which is good for the people getting the second run, but the people who have the first run, who spent the money right up front, now have not as good of a figure. So
So people
Done.
who want those upcoming Scourge and Cyclonus and Galvatrons from X-Transbots, keep that in mind.
yeah, and it's kind of double-edged sword because if the first run doesn't do well, they won't have a second run. But I mean, this has to teach them, make it right the first time. Stop this. We'll fix it on the second run stuff. Fix it on the first run, or people are not going to buy your first run, and then there won't be a second run to fix this stuff.
So the thing with X-Transbot, I figure, and that's the same thing as KFC, right?
Yeah, same thing.
So
same factory. It's same.
I think their strategy, going back to some of the stuff that we were talking about this weekend, I think one point I didn't get across, and we were talking about how eventually a third-party company or third-party companies will probably win out. And we said it was going to be the best one. Not necessarily the best one. It's going to be the one that is most profitable. And X-Transbot, KFC, their strategy seems to be get it out first, when at all possible. Or get out a better looking version than a previous release. Like Apollyon is better looking anyway than Hegemon. Whether it's a better figure or not.
Yeah, let's make it look right. We'll worry about the QC issues later.
Yeah, and just like with their Ultra Magnus figure, their the Dice Citizen Stack, it's kind of crap. But
And there was a second run of that had fixes.
Yeah, so but their strategy is get it out first. And I bought their stuff, and for display, it's not bad. But if they're the ones who are selling and DX9 aren't, or somebody else's stuff is not selling, maybe KFC will be the one who maybe they'll win the third-party wars, like Taco Bell won the fast food wars. So. Demolition Man. So
yeah, I knew what you were talking about.
Good.
Oh, please no.
But so that's more of an aside for the podcast this weekend.
Think of all the money I would save if that were the case.
So Don was talking about how he had the Ghost Pepper griller thing this weekend. He thought it was hot.
Yeah.
The thing is, it is. But it's such a small quantity of the ghost chili stuff in it that it's not really that bad, but it's actually pretty tasty for $1.
Yeah, well, for someone who doesn't eat spice, I like flavorful food, just not hot food, like peppers and stuff. So it was hot enough for me.
I can't do hot food either. So let's see here. No, I'm kidding. I almost died once eating hot food.
And this
FYI.
this DX9 Tyrant is going to look excellent next to Carry. If you're picking up their Masterpiece Rodimus Prime, this is, I think, going to look great together.
Yeah, I strongly suggest that you go and listen to our mini cast from this weekend, because we went into great detail about this, and it was a lot of fun. So I listened to it, and it actually wasn't bad. Usually if I'm on something... No. Usually if I'm on something, I'm thinking, oh, well, it's going to suck. But no, I did not suck this up.
Do you listen to everything that you're on?
As of late, yes.
Yeah, that's good practice to do.
Yeah. Okay, so what else do we have? So there's a new Not Megatron, or is this an old new Not Megatron?
No, it's a new Not Megatron from a new company.
Wait, it's X-Transbots.
No,
that's
that
the
was
bad.
the Galvatron.
I'm sorry, the name got me. This is
Bold
Forms.
Forms.
Gladius.
Yeah, and Bold Forms just released within the past month their Lone Wolf, their G1 Motormaster that was re-engineered to be Combiner War compatible.
Is their stuff any good, or do we know?
I've seen one review from a named reviewer, and basically he says that there's some really good ideas in there, but it did need a final pass of QC stuff because there's some issues with stuff, flaps not tabbing in anywhere, and it really hurts the overall look of the figure. But
It doesn't look good to me.
To me, this looks better than Hegemon, and it is close to being a Polyon without looking ridiculous. So I actually kind of like the look of it. I don't love it, but I would buy it.
Even though it's masterpiece size, it doesn't look masterpiece style to me.
well, again,
Maybe because
it doesn't.
it's trying to be a triple changer, which is weird. I don't.
So looking at the one that's a render, it looks off to me. But the one that's a kit or that's a test shot or whatever it is, to me actually looks pretty decent. I wouldn't buy it, but if somebody gave it to me,
it's. I just don't know if going from a torso combiner or a combiner torso that basically was a triple changer that had issues to a even harder triple changer is the way they need to be going. I'm just hoping the learning curve is kicked in for them.
yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Moving ahead, our last third-party item, Giga Power. There is a second in their third-party Not Dinobots collection.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is their not-Slag.
Yeah.
And this one was kind of a shock to me because I thought Giga Power was going away. I really didn't think they were going to get past their first figure.
Was it any good?
It was okay. It had a couple. People like it. It's big. It would, there was a couple little QC things that I think they can learn from. But there's also been rumors that one of the designers left Giga Power, and it took so long to get that first initial figure out that I really didn't think they were going to be able to put anything else out. Like it was going to be cost effective for them, but here it is. So I'll give it to them. I'm shocked. It looks good in robot mode. Dinobot mode, his crown to me looks a little bit weird. But maybe, when it's not in gray prototype form, it might look a little bit better.
Yeah. It looks okay.
Yeah. Now, for those people who aren't able to keep track of it visually, maybe listen to it. Giga Power are the people doing the super large Dinobots. The economy size, big ones. The ones it's like, what was it, like a half again taller than MP10 or something?
Yeah, the photo here has it.
MP10 almost comes up to not Snarl's shoulders here.
The top of
Or
his
not
head.
Slag shoulders, yeah.
Yeah, the top of his head almost comes up to the top of the shoulders.
Yeah, so since there's so few Dinobots, I know it's hard to not keep track of everything. But yeah, that's who we're talking about.
The great big ones, yeah.
They're really big. He would be probably at the top of the dino snout horn or whatever. He would probably be close to Ultra Magnus, MP Ultra Magnus, close to it.
That's a lot of Dinobots.
That's a big Dinobot. And again, just my own editorial, but goes back to it's kind of ridiculous that we have so many of these things. But.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I'm getting the fans.
Well, the Dinobots are the worst offenders so far. Even beating out the Devastators still. So.
Yeah. Well, Diecast and I are getting the Fans Toy versions, and I like the Fans Toy versions. They're the right scale. Again, scale. I know Grimlock's a little short, but you got his platform shoes, and you can make him bigger by setting on some cassettes or whatever. But The Giga Power to me was just too big.
Well, I mean, that's just if you're going to use your Masterpiece Grimlock in the series. Once their Grimlock comes out, they'll probably fix that.
That's true.
Which is kind of funny that the first, was it their not Snarl or Slag? I forgot who came out first.
Slag.
So it's kind of funny that he came with the platform shoes when eventually that Grimlock will just be replaced by their Grimlock. So.
But actually, their Grimlock is not a real far departure. It's kind of a departure from
It is.
MP08, and the reason they're doing that is because there's rumors that retailers won't carry it if it's too much like MP08. So it has to be different enough that
For somebody to justify buying it.
someone that not only did justify buying it, just so retailers can carry it without an issue.
Oh.
So Fans Toys, I think Fans Toys has already said, don't quote me on this, but they said they realized that their Grimlock is not going to be for everyone like the rest of their Dinobots have been. So some people may just stick with the platform shoes and not get that Grimlock.
That may have been like
that
may have been like a preemptive thing in case they couldn't get their Grimlock to market at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the fact that that's walking a fine tightrope is if you get too far away from the... Because see, with Masterpiece Grimlock, basically it takes your G1 transformation. It adds some to it to differentiate it, but not so much as you can't say, hey, this thing is a Masterpiece Grimlock. If you get too far away from that, your whole Dinobot aesthetic kind of just doesn't work for that.
Oh yeah, that is the closest transformation to the G1 toy that we've had by far.
Yeah, so I mean, if their Grimlock, even if a robot mode looks good and dinosaur mode looks good, if the transformation is so radically different to not even look like Grimlock, and that may hurt them right there too.
Yeah, that's very true. Good point. Let's see here. I think that's it for news. Let's see here. On the network this week, we have quite a few shows. Gosh, we had lots of shows this week, actually. So, Superhero Time finally returned.
Yay!
But Toku still sucks, so they're just talking about Power Rangers pretty much.
But it's Power Rangers Dino Charge, which is probably one of the best seasons of Power Ranger we've gotten. It is the best season we've gotten since RPM.
I'm glad you guys know what in the heck's going on, because I don't understand it. And the other podcast they've been doing, which I enjoyed thoroughly, is that one episode of Star Trek. I was on one episode of that, and I enjoyed being on quite a bit. I'm just now catching up on the one that's about, actually I guess technically it's that 2 episodes of Star Trek where they did the 2 episodes from the animated series, including my favorite, The Infinite Vulcan. And that was that's really a fun show. This one is about the Enterprise episode Acquisition. And I don't remember this episode.
This week they were talking about Enterprise, so we probably enjoyed it more listening to the show than they enjoyed recording it.
Well, now, is that the one where the Enterprise meets the Ferengi for the first time?
That would make sense.
Yes.
The title implies
yes.
That. Yeah. Sweet. I will check it out. Also, we already mentioned the RFC minicast, but that was a lot of fun. We talked about intellectual property rights for third-party companies, plus the deluge of competing third-party offerings. Think all the Devastators, Galvatrons, Dinobots, etc., etc., etc.
Devastators.
That's a good listen. If you want to go back and hear Brian and I disagree a bunch of times,
Yeah, it's fun.
That's a good listen.
I enjoy disagreeing with Diecast. Let's see here, RSC Extra, which was a post-show from last week. We sort of continued our conversation from last week's RFC, which was, again, about third-party stuff. The topic of last week's RFC was 2 mini Devastators, and it's just perfect that 2 Galvatrons showed up the Saturday after that, so made me feel pretty good. Plus, we also talked about TFcon and my plan to get that Gary Chalk autographed New Adventures of He-Man figure, which I haven't been able to find one, so hopefully between now and then I'll get one.
Well, now, do you mean the 2000X series or the New Adventures?
I'm talking about... No. He was Man-at-Arms or something in the 2000X series. I'm talking about when he was He-Man in the New Adventures of He-Man.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so I want to get that. I want to get the He-Man from Matty Collector for Gary to autograph.
Good luck.
I know.
There's
They've
got to be
gotten
one on
pricey.
eBay.
Yeah, for about $46 to $50 is the bare minimum.
Yeah. To get Gary to autograph, it's worth it.
Yeah, it's to get Gary Chalk to autograph.
I love
those.
Gary Chalk. Let's see here. It's funny, like with the exception of Peter Cullen, basically like all of the people who have played Optimus Prime are on my Facebook. I do want to point out that this past weekend I instigated an argument between Neil Kaplan and my brother that went on for a day, and it was pretty great. Just FYI. Let's see here. And Being Awesome with Rob Springer. This Week in Awesome. More TFcon Charlotte guests. Mini cons. And the core. Rob loves the core. And Q&A. So that's fun. I haven't checked it out yet. I need to go back and listen to the last couple episodes. But I've really enjoyed the episodes, the recent episodes of that I've been able to catch up on. Rob really has a passion for Transformers, and that's really what his podcast is about. The secret is nobody wants to listen to a podcast of people complaining about the hobby the listeners and the host share. Like, that's the reason there are probably not a lot of Masters of the Universe podcasts. Or, so I don't know actually if there are any, but that would probably be a good reason. But nobody wants to listen to a podcast where somebody just bashes Transformers for the entire time. And Rob's podcast is the anti version of that. It's the antithesis of that sort of thing. Rob talks about what is awesome with Transformers, and it really embodies that. And I think he does a really good job. So that's it for what's on the network. Fake Rob, Matt, what's on TFormers this week?
All right. On TFormers this week, Transformers Autobot August gears up with special Robots in Disguise events, news, updates, and more. There's a video review of Perfect Effect Leonidas, the reimagined unofficial Leo convoy.
Yeah, I want to break in. I said that I was going to buy that, but when I realized it's just soulless and it's like dead inside, I decided not to buy it. You may proceed.
Okay. On TFormers, we have the IDW Comics review of Windblade Volume 2, Number 6, 6 of 7. And Make Toys goes on a photo spree with color test shots, photos of Gundog, Hellfire, Wrestle, and Guardia Vulcan, which is their Not Hound, Inferno, Grapple, and Hotspot, I believe.
Yeah, what did everybody think of those? Did everybody get a chance to look at them?
They look good.
I think so.
I love the Hound.
They do. It's I like the classic colors Hounds.
The Grapple. I really like
the
that.
Inferno and the Grapple look really good too.
Yeah, Grapple. I have a soft spot in my heart for Grapple, and I like the look of it. Not Grapple. Solar Storm Grapple. Yeah.
Now, when was Hound this darker green though? I mean, they're saying
toy.
a modern.
Yeah,
the original.
Oh,
toy.
okay, all right, okay, I got you. Okay, I wasn't sure whether I got you. Yeah, because the Hound is more animation accurate, and the lighter green is more animation accurate, and the dark green is toy accurate.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
But it's definitely worth checking out all of those photos because there are a ton of them.
Yeah. Oh, that's the first. That's the first Inferno I've seen where they didn't have the clear on the front. You know, the earlier non-painted version.
My only problem with that Hound is the face. It's just a little off. But otherwise, that's nice too. Lots of good third-party stuff coming out. I mean, a lot of third-party stuff and a lot of the same characters.
Hope you like ramen noodles, people.
Yeah, exactly.
And 88 and 84, 85, 86.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, guys? John, do you have anything?
No, I'm just pondering that 85 was 30 years ago.
Jeez.
So I'm going to go jump off my roof.
So, and again, I before you hopped on, I was talking about sort of what the podcast is. We are approaching year 16, which means that when RFC started, it was closer to the beginning of G1 than we are to the beginning of RFC. Think about that. Okay. God.
Man.
What about if we go from when RFC came back full time?
Yeah, that would be much better. That would be much better. Okay, guys. Well, that's all I have. People watching live, apologies for the issues. I think it's Windows 10. And
I think it's Brian.
I think it's false positives.
yeah, maybe I need to get a new PC between now and next week.
No, you just need to
Oh gosh.
run malware bytes.
Yeah, www.ms.
www.malwarebytes.org.
Yeah. Okay. People watching live, we'll see you later. Thank you for listening, downloading, pirating. However, you can't really pirate this, but if you figure out a way, that's
And
great.
It's free, so
free.
I mean, either
Yeah,
way,
we're not
you're-
selling it, so we're...
Yet. God, we got to keep it running somehow. So tfradio.net/Amazon. We'll see you later. Have a good one.
Later, everybody.
Okay, people watching live, I'm going to have to kill the stream because I'm going to have to use the stream as the source for the podcast. So I've got to kill it so that it'll finish. So, sorry, no post show this week. Sorry.
Bye, everybody.
We'll
Take care.
We'll see you people.
Take care.
Yeah.
Rock on with your bad.